Nobody talks about their 40s. I've never heard brothers talk about aging. I got on some natural test boosters, man, because I wanted
Nothing
to
wrong
get
with it.
my Tesla. Oh, bro,
You're
I
not
don't
on
care.
steroids or
Yeah, yeah.
anything, brother.
So
It's
and
because you're
yeah,
testosterone.
exactly. And then I wasn't a brother that was ready to give up in my 40s. I'm like, I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my trainer that says, hey, you could have ate whatever you want in your 20s and 30s because your body was burning up.
Right.
But good brother, you can't consume all these carbs in your 40s.
Right.
And I'm happy to say I'm a 43-year-old black man with a head full of hair, skin glowing, and all those things because I believe in caring for myself. So that's also part of the community that we need as black men.
Yeah.
What's good, man? He got a point to a degree because I've been online for a long time. We've talked about a lot of stuff. The Asian thing, yes. I'm a okay. When I was younger, I have an older cousin that's 10 years older than me, so he had this habit of telling me what's about to happen, right? And I used to cuss him out for it, but he was right. Um, what I've learned over the years is this: he's right about you can't eat everything the older you get, but this is what I did learn also. You might want to try to do a parasite cleanse when you get older. Just a thought. Because sometimes you have a of all the bad eating in your youth and continuing it as you get older, you might have a lot of parasites. You might have some. You might not. You might have some. You might have a lot. Just saying. Now, old injuries catch up with you. So if you did stuff when you was younger and you hurt something in your teens, in your 20s, I promise you, it's coming back in your 30s and 40s. You go, where did that come from? You know, oh my God, that was years ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your body's gonna tell you. Um, what I've learned the most, not the most, but stretch. You got the older you get, we get stiff. Should I say pause? But we don't stretch enough, and usually people don't think about it. But the older you get, that's why you start walking funny and you got to grunt when you get up and you got to grunt when you bend down. It's because you haven't stretched, you know. And I can say that because I work out a lot. I work out like 5-6 days a week generally. Um, I've been in good shape in my opinion because I'm 46, but um, the stretching was an issue, and the more I stretched, the better I felt. That's another thing. You got the older you get, you got to listen to your body. You know, people gonna go through those ups and downs. I'm not the testosterone thing, the lower testosterone thing. I'm not 100% sold on it because how can I say this? Um, if you have because people are burning fat, people are doing things that with that people are doing things like burning fat and holding muscle and getting stronger, and they're doing those things, and people are telling them their testosterone is lower, and in my mind, I'm like, I think sometimes people are just relaxed. Once you get to the doctor's office, at some point you chill out. When I take my blood and my what is that blood pressure, I be like, but past that, it's super chill. Like there's no reason to get animated. So, but I do know some people, they can tell their body has changed to the point where it it's more estrogen or less testosterone. I get that. But people who are generally in good shape, I don't think they generally have low testosterone. I think they're just chilling when they're getting tested. But that's just my opinion. Um, the older you get, the more you realize you don't have as much time left. Like I don't know, like last week, one of my friends died. Had a heart attack basically in his sleep, and like a couple years ago, friend died just like that. And the older you get, the more stuff like that happens, and it's because we know we're not young, but some people still look young and feel young. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you look young. Sometimes you feel young. It's a difference though. But we're susceptible to that. Um, Got to do it. There's a thing where you get older, and some people, like I had my great aunt. She died in her 80s, maybe 90s. Now I think about it. Um, she told me, she asked her like she stayed active. She stayed active. Like she the older she got, the more she started swimming. And it was like, yo, Auntie, how you outlasted all your friends, so what's going on? And she says they got old and they accepted that they old basically. She's like they got old and decided to be old and I'm old, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna sit down in rocking chairs and they just died off. And she was like, I don't just because I'm getting old doesn't mean I can't still move around and do stuff. So she was like, the more you like I'm old, I'm chilling, I ain't doing nothing. The closer you are to that to the upper room. But that's a thing. Knowledge and wisdom. Like the older you get, you're gonna realize some people are gonna need your knowledge and wisdom, and some people are gonna ignore it. But you're gonna give it either way. And I, and but at the same time, you got to explain that times have changed. Like kind of like when people talk about boomers and boomers having money, we don't talk about how the economy industries in the economy exploded so they can have that money basically. So and I'm a Gen Xer, so we've had ups and downs in ours, right? So but we can I can say that the older I get, the more you got to understand the old that you came from, and you got to also learn the new. And I think to bridge the gap, you got to let people understand why the old way of doing things is important because people wind up just want to do it the new way and it skips steps. So that's the thing. As far as like he said, he got his hair. But I cut my hair off. I cut my hair off. Whew. First time I cut my hair all the way off was I think I was 15. So I grew it back, cut it off again. I was in college. I cut it off again. I think I cut my hair off for good, like because I grew it back at like 25, 25, 26. And I grew it back, and then it was like and then I cut it off, and I've been bald ever since. But so I can't talk about the hair thing. The skin thing, I can tell you this: um, drink a lot of water, man. Don't get older and don't drink water. The more water you drink, the more you work out, the better you're gonna age, in my opinion. And you gotta eat relatively good on a regular basis. You can have cheat days for sure, but you can't just eat bad all the time. That's not gonna be a good idea. Uh, it might sound weird, but you're not gonna be as thirsty sexually, but you're still gonna want to have sex. But sex ain't like the like one of the top priorities all the time. Like it's handling life. So because if you've been around enough, you've kind of knock the dust off all of your stereotypes of what you wanted to do. You probably from I can say from like 20 21 to like 30, I did it. Like yeah, but and after that it was like cool, but you're gonna want to experience a lot of different things in life, and from my opinion, and you're gonna hop from this to this to this to this to this because in general I've done a lot of different things as I've gotten older because I was curious, and that's another thing. Still be curious. Still have a childlike curiosity, but don't be a child. Like sometimes some of us have gotten older, and we want to be. Some of us, and not that, not a. I don't think it's the bulk of us, but there's a portion of us that just don't want to grow up. And I can say, if you don't grow up, um, your later years in life are going to be harsh. You don't. If you still want to play around and be a kid, it's going to be harsh. Um, ooh. Oh, like sometimes you get you age, you get like illnesses. So if you got to take your medication to reverse whatever's going on, and then maintain it that way. Because sometimes you're gonna have some things happen just with age. Take all your doctor's appointments and follow your doctor's appointments. I got to take my own advice because I do my physical every year, but sometimes I have to do other things, and sometimes I follow up, sometimes I don't. So, but try to make sure you have a good, a really clear bill of health because you don't want to worsen your life because you don't want to, check out, because you don't want to check what's going on with you. Because if you have something, try to rectify it. But that's my 2 cents, man. I might start talking about some more of this stuff. We'll catch you on the next one. Tell me what you think. Peace.